Good morning, everybody from Knoxville, Tennessee. Obi and I are on a road trip. He's already inside at the coffee shop. But we are heading to Sewanee, Tennessee for reasons that I will explain later. But we're just doing a quick overnight trip here. And I thought, you know what, we'll stop every once in a while. We'll do a couple of questions. And then, yeah, we'll do a little sit down chat, catch up. Once we get to Sewanee, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I have my questions here. I thought, let's go ahead and pop some in. We stopped in Knoxville because it's a Monday, so I have work to do. And so we were like, well, let's just like go to Knoxville. We'll work from a coffee shop there, and then we'll go have lunch in Chattanooga, which is on the way to Sewanee. My first question was, can you share your hair routine? I love the way you style it. Yes, I always think it would be fun to do a video of like a week in my life of my hair. Like, I saw a curly haired person do this one time. So if you guys want that, let me know in the comments. I think that would be the easiest way to kind of talk about how I do my hair. The next question was, would you like to write another book about the Enneagram or any other topic? I would love to write a book every year for the rest of my life, if that was possible. I could write, I have so many books I want to write. And I have Enneagram book ideas. I have non-Enneagram book ideas. I would love to write many, many, many more books. The next question was, your current favorite dessert or treat? I don't know. I am really into baking right now, and I made those brownies last vlog, and that was really fun. And we did like a little brownie moment every night that week. And but I'm not in general like a sweet treat person. I like a brown sugar latte, and I feel like that's like, my coffee is usually my like sweet treat, and I feel like right now I'm into brown sugar lattes or iced coffees from Starbucks with cream and sugar. I know that's boring, but I think that is my sweet treat. All right, I'm gonna go into this coffee shop, get my work done for the day, and we'll probably check back in Chattanooga.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something.
Finished lunch in Chattanooga at the Daily Ration, and it was so good. We got the fried chicken and grits and the blueberry pancakes, and they were both great. But the fried chicken and grits was like one of my favorite meals I've had in a while. Especially the kale was like so good. It had like honey or sugar or something on it. It was very, very good. I'm gonna answer one more question. Someone asked, this is from Heather. She said, do you ever get urges to run away from it all? What puts you over the edge? Well, I'm an Enneagram 7, so I live in almost a constant state of wanting to run away from it all. If things are stressful, that's like my favorite response. But what puts me over the edge is most feeling trapped, like I don't have options, or potentially like having, like with work, having so much feedback, you know? Or if like I'm feeling stressed about money, that will make me feel like I need to like just go into hiding, change my name, run away, start over. And in terms of, that's really the only area I feel that way about is work. But yeah, I think it's just like being visible all the time, you know, is weird. So yes, often. Hello. So we are clearly in a hotel room. We are in Sewanee, Tennessee, which is maybe the smallest town I've ever actually been to. And I went to school in Boiling Springs, North Carolina, which just sounds like a small town. But we are here in Sewanee because this is where my husband is going to grad school this summer. and we are just checking it out. We haven't gotten to come up here. We had literally 2 days in May that were kind of open, and we just really made it happen. So I thought we would just sit down and have a little chat and answer the rest of these questions that came in, give you our kind of update here at the end. I'm gonna go through the rest of these as quickly as I can. The first question is, why are plants so important to you, and do you have a favorite? Well, interestingly enough, I actually never wanted to own plants like my whole life. I just thought like I don't want to bring dirt into my home. I also am like not big on responsibilities. It's like a major reason we don't have like pets or anything. But my husband is really good at having like a creative eye. Like he's really good at seeing like what you like about certain spaces and stuff. And I was showing him on Pinterest when I got my first apartment by myself, like all of the design that I liked. And I was like, here are all the things I like. What do they have in common? And he was like, all of these are just full of plants, like filled with plants. And so he bought me my first plant as like a little gateway, which is like an air plant, so there's no dirt. And it just really grew from there. And we just ended up filling our home with plants in 2020. And I don't know, like sometimes I daydream about getting rid of them. I just love the way they make our home feel. Like it makes our home feel more alive. Air feels really much cleaner because of them. And I just, yeah, it feels less stale or something. So I like having plants in there. I do feel a little overburdened with them right now, if I'm honest. And in terms of a favorite plant in my home, I really only have like pothos and, what's the other one that I have? Pothos and mostly have pothos because they're just really easy to take care of. They like show you when they're thirsty and they come back up. We have a few outliers, but not a ton. And then favorite blooming tree during spring or summer. I think the dogwoods, maybe the redbuds. I also really love wisteria, if that counts as a tree. Rhododendrons are insane. They're so beautiful. But if I have to pick one, I'm gonna say a tree, the dogwoods, because I could stare at them forever. Next question is, how much do you make being a creator? Is it similar to a salary if you can't share exact numbers? I don't actually make as much as I probably could or should, because I like my freedom and I like having a chill lifestyle. I don't want to kill myself to make money. Like that's not as important to me as like freedom. I don't know why I wouldn't share exact numbers, but for whatever reason, I don't feel like I want to right now, but that might change. I love when other people do. I don't know, something feels off. I make multiple six figures, gross. I take home less than that, right? Because it's business, like a lot of it's business expenses. And I pay myself a salary, but I pay myself a pretty modest salary, honestly, but then I pay myself bonuses as the business profits. A lot of people that I know make a lot more money than I do content creating, but I like my space and my free time, and I don't like to take on a bunch of sponsorships, like more than I'm comfortable with. So, and I also have lots of different income streams. So I don't make most of my money from content creation all the time, right? Like sometimes I'm selling courses, sometimes I'm coaching, sometimes my money's coming from my podcast, sometimes my money's coming from, there's like all these different outlets, from like merch sales, things like that, from book sales, from speaking engagements. So I don't know that I can say like I'm specifically a content creator because my income is so diversified, but in general, I try to keep my income diversified, and but you can make a salary doing content creation. New habits you've been loving. Great question. I think this is boring, but I would say like skin cycling has been really big. I've been doing like really less than like normal skin cycling. So normally if you're doing skin cycling, the point would be to get your skin used to using exfoliants and retinol, because they can really like dry out your skin, and if you have sensitive skin, it can be pretty intense. But normally the routine is like do an exfoliant one night, do a retinol the next night, and then take 2 nights off. I do just retinol exfoliant once a week, and then I'm gonna build from there. But I'm enjoying building these into my skincare schedule. How do you feel about the direction of your business? Very good. If you had asked me this in January, I would have been like, I don't even know the direction of my business. But I do now. I have a really strong sense of where we're going. I feel really good about it. I actually feel much more comfortable with being put into a box, which was something that I never thought I would be comfortable with. It's something that I've really resisted, is the sense of like I'm the Enneagram person, which is exactly what I'm known for. That's been really hard for me because I'm 7. I want to have all of my ideas and all of my thoughts expressed. But I actually feel like this year I got really comfortable with that. I just feel like I'm okay with it, and maybe it won't always be the case, but right now I'm okay with it. So I'm making some tweaks, leaning in some areas and kind of branching out in other areas. But overall, yeah, I'm feeling really good. Liz asked Rosebud and Thorn. So if you don't know, I used to do this on a podcast every day. Something that feels good, something I'm looking forward to, something that's a little prickly. So for me, something that feels good right now is being on a road trip. I love a trip. This drive is incredible from Asheville to Sewanee. It's insanely beautiful. I'm looking forward to the updates I'm going to share with you in a little bit. And a thorn is just feel a little like hectic right now. Like life's a little all over the place, and that's a little lightly stressful. Other questions we have you figured out where you're staying for the summer? Sounds like a fun, busy summer. What are your emotions around the life update, and what are your emotions about releasing it? Did I hear you say you all have to move out of your apartment for 6 weeks? And you're moving? Question mark. So yes, that brings me to our life update. So we are moving. Not, it's a little bit clickbaity, but we are moving for the summer. So essentially my husband, he got into an MFA program that is a 6-week summer program here in Sewanee, Tennessee, called the Sewanee School of Letters. It's very exciting. He's one of 10 people who got in. It's really cool. He's an amazing writer. It's a huge opportunity, and we're really excited about it. So we are gonna move here for the summer for 6 weeks, literally to the smallest town I could possibly imagine. Which is my bud. I'm so looking forward to just a new place. If you've been following me for a while, we live in Asheville. I grew up in Asheville, so like I'm a little antsy. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move, but we have joint custody of our kiddo, so we really can't move we don't want to move away from our kiddo, and we don't want to take our kiddo away from their mom, obviously. So we are going to be in Asheville until they're older, and this gives me a chance to live out of Asheville for a season, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Now the thorn, there is not a lot going on here. There's just like not a lot. Like tonight is a Monday night, and we were like, where are we gonna go to dinner? There's like one like decent looking restaurant open. And the like closest town is still really small, and then we have like Chattanooga, which is like a little bit like an hour away, and then Nashville's like an hour and a half away, so that's gonna be fine. But like in general, like holy small town. So that's gonna be interesting for me, and my husband's gonna be so busy. So I mean, he's fitting a lot of classes into 6 weeks. So he's going to be pretty preoccupied. I mean, I work a lot, so who's to know? Like I was looking up like DoorDash. You can't even like really order DoorDash. There was like McDonald's and Pizza Hut on their DoorDash. So it's gonna be a major just like lifestyle shift. There's one coffee shop. I I highly doubt that it's good. There's one hotel in the town, and it's just gonna be different. It's gonna be very different. So in some ways I'm really looking forward to that. In other ways I'm like, how am I going to entertain myself? But so we're doing that. That's going to be most of our summer. And then we go to San Francisco as a fam in July, because there's the Enneagram conference there, and going, I think my book is going to sponsor some of it. And then we are going to be there as a family as well, past the conference, to spend some time. So I think that will be our summer. It's going to be mostly here in Tennessee, and then some in San Francisco, and then we're going to come home and be people again. So that's the plan. That's the major update. So all of our summer vlogs are going to be mostly here in this Tennessee. Now, if you haven't seen Sewanee, I'll show you the clips of us kind of walking around the campus today. It's insane. It's like a mix between like Hogwarts, Harvard, and like summer camp kind of vibes. So it's going to be a stunning summer, I'm sure. We're gonna see, we don't know, y'all, we are a month away. We have no idea where we're living yet. Like, have no idea. Less than a month away. I don't know if it's a communal living situation. I don't know if we're gonna have to buy sheets and bedding. I don't know if we're gonna have a bed that fits us both. I just have no clue. We don't know about like financial aid. Like, there's still so much unknown, but I'm excited. I mean, it's an adventure. I'm along for the ride. I love a new experience. Even if it's strange. Like, we were kind of driving around, and there's a lot of frat houses and stuff, and we're like, maybe it's gonna be like a gross frat house. I don't know. Obi was like, well, let's just be prepared for it to feel like camping. And because a lot of the rentals around are really expensive. I mean, they're like $12,000 for the 6 weeks, which is not in our budget by any stretch of the imagination. And so yeah, we're just gonna figure it out. We're just gonna see how it goes. I guess follow along for our little adventure. My camera's overheating, so I'm gonna do this really fast, but I think just to know, we're keeping our apartment in Asheville. I'll be back and forth a decent amount between here and there. But overall, you know, we're just gonna be gone for several months, or a couple of months in the summer. And I think the next vlog will either start our moving vlogs or just be the last one before the moving vlogs begin. I just wanted to take this time to answer some questions and chat with you guys and give you that update. And we're just here for one night, so we're heading back tomorrow back to North Carolina for a couple more weeks before we move back. So we'll bring you along for the rest of our little journey as well. Hi friends, it is Tuesday. I woke up this morning, we went and had breakfast in the hotel lobby, and then I had a coaching client today, and I did some work. And now it's about like 11:30, and we're about to head out to go spend some time in Sewanee. We are going to try to be here as long as possible today, because we're hoping that we'll get our housing assignment today and we'll be able to go kind of take a look at it. I don't know if that's going to happen. We may end up just waiting here way too long, and then it being really difficult and frustrating, but we'll find out. Either way, we're excited to kind of explore around Sewanee, just kind of get the vibe. And then we have a beautiful drive home that I will be so excited when we walk in our door. It's a lot to drive 4.5 hours. There's like 5 hours here and then like 5 hours back the next day. That was a little much. But it was kind of just what we had to do. Yeah, so I have no idea what we're really gonna get up to. I know we're gonna go to like the bookstore, the coffee shop, things like that, but we'll find out together, I think. I'm not gonna talk a lot to the camera just because I've already talked a lot, but I'll put in some clips and like a little montage of our day. But this will probably be the last time I talk to the camera. I think that would be wise. So we will see you in the next one, and here's how the day went. Bye. Aww. It's the 1800s.